Should Graham Bonnet and Yngwie Malmsteen reunite to perform the ALCATRAZZ album No Parole from Rock and Roll in its entirety? This the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison. It was released in 1983. It's a classic album. Peaked at number 128 on the Billboard Top 200. The band was formed in 1983. And it was an unknown Yngwie Malmsteen, basically. It precipitated his solo career. And of course, this album, No Parole from Rock and Roll, of course, is famous for the song Island in the Sun. And for those who are asking, Mr. Morrison, how could this happen? Actually, would this actually happen? Yngwie and Graham Bonnet reuniting to perform this album in its entirety, where literally Yngwie almost choked Mr. Bonnet um during this album's tour when he told him to stop soloing too much and some other shit. And then something happened where when Graham accidentally shut off his guitar stuff and all, and the the rest is history after that, because then he got fired and all, Mr. Malmsteen. But in all seriousness, this album is a classic album. I don't complain about it at all one bit. A lot of great songs on it. Sounds like I'm reviewing the album, but those who aren't familiar with the album, of course, great songs like "Island in the Sun," "General Hospital," "Too Young to Die," "Too Drunk to Live." So now, getting back to what's going on is, um, Yngwie, of course, is performing solo like he's been for many years now as a solo artist, and of course, Graham Bonnet has been with the Graham Bonnet Band again for the last like 4 years or so. He was with ALCATRAZZ when they were formed in 2019 until 2020, when they released an album that was their first one in a very long time. It was like 24, like 34 years, not 24, but 34 years. The album that came out, Born Innocent, which is a great album. But then he left the band after having a dispute with the band's manager, actually. And the band's manager actually is the current lead singer of the ALCATRAZZ that exists today. And that ALCATRAZZ is basically out there performing. There's two classic members now left in ALCATRAZZ, and they are what the fuck is the guy's name again? Sorry. It's Gary Shea and Jimmy Waldo. Can't believe I forgot the names by accident. I do apologize, friends. But getting back to Yngwie and Mr. Graham Bonnet, I think that if they did go get themselves together, reunite, they can perform this album in its entirety, and then even perform other stuff together from Rainbow and other stuff. Or even anybody do solo stuff, even Graham do solo stuff, however they want to do it. After they do the No Parole from Rock and Roll in its entirety, it would be cool. I think fans would definitely dig it. I mean, the like I said, the current lineup, they have another lead vocalist, which actually is the band's manager. Nothing against them, Giles Rafferty and all. And you know, with the current ALCATRAZZ, I can't see them performing the entire No Parole from Rock and Roll in its entirety. But if they do, then that's a good thing. But I just do feel that Yngwie and Mr. Graham Bonnet are the ones that could definitely get themselves together, reunite, and perform this entire masterpiece in its entirety. And I think it would draw fan interest, since they're two of the main guys that were in this band when it started. Graham Bonnet is a founding member. That's no secret at all. and he founded the band with the other two members, Gary Shea and Jimmy Waldo. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else has to subscribe. We thank you very much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. And and then Doogie White left the band, for those who are asking about Alcatrazz, after Graham Bonnet left, and then he was replaced, like I said, by the band's manager, Giles Lavery, and he did record an album with Alcatrazz after Mr. Graham Bonnet left the band. But getting back to No Parole from Rock and Roll, which is a very classic hard rock, heavy metal album, I think it would draw interest if Yngwie Malmsteen and Graham Bonnet reunited to do a tour. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else has to subscribe. We all thank you very much for the continued love, honor, and support. It is greatly appreciated. Because Graham Bonnet and Yngwie Malmsteen do have a lot of writing credits together on the No Parole from Rock and Roll album. You can look up the writing credits on Wikipedia. You can look it up on the CDs, I believe. And you can see that they did have a lot of writing credits and all. And not taking away anything from Mr. Jimmy Waldo, because on Island in the Sun, he gets a writing credit for Island in the Sun, as well as General Hospital and Star Car Lane. And the other member that was on this album, who was the drummer, Jan Uvina, has been retired since 1990, unless he's going to come out to retirement to perform. It would just be Graham and Yngwie performing No Parole from Rock and Roll in its entirety. Mr. Uvina, for those that are asking, the former Alcatrazz drummer, as of 2016, was managing a U.S. cellular store in Walpole, Massachusetts. But I know I did do some rambling here, but that's okay. So friends, once again, do you feel that Graham Bonnet and Yngwie Malmsteen should reunite to perform the classic ALCATRAZZ album, No Parole from Rock and Roll, in its entirety, plus Graham Bonnet performing solo songs from his solo career, put a couple Rainbow stuff in there as well, and stuff he did with Michael Schenker, and should Yngwie Malmsteen also do a solo set as well? So your thoughts, friends, on a possible tour with Graham Bonnet and Yngwie Malmsteen touring together, performing the No Parole from Rock and Roll in its entirety, as well as them performing two of their sets, respectively, 2 solo sets. Your thoughts, friends. Can it happen? Shame, shame, shame.